have to trust in the Lord, because at this time, we may not understand everything that is going on. But the scriptures remind us to trust in the Lord.
Yes.
And lean not unto our own understanding.
Supervisor Maureen Kirk. She says, Reverend Shine, I was out of town and just saw this. It is tragic. As I understand it, the father wanted some help handling his mentally ill son. I wish they had called behavioral health to get a counselor to accompany the officers. I also read that bullets entered nearby apartments. There are more questions than answers.
Dear Heavenly Father, I feel like you test me with what I can achieve. Just like I'm drowning in water, and breath is a blessing that I can receive. Dear Heavenly Father, I feel like you test me with what I can achieve. Just like I'm drowning in water, but breath is a blessing that I can receive. Dear Heavenly Father, I feel like you test me with what I can achieve. Just like I'm drowning in water, and breath is a blessing that I can receive.
God will not fail us. He's on the side of those who cry out to Him. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. Let your faith sustain you, and let the love and support of each other carry us through. And let us always remember our brother Desmond Phillips and his family, and be there for them as we go through this experience together. May God bless and keep you, and continue to keep the faith.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Ashe.
Ashe.
We're not letting this rest until there's justice until the officers are arrested. We're not going to, this is not just one night and it's over. We're going to continue this until we get justice. So just be ready to fight more. We're going to fight the good fight of faith, meaning we're going to win, just like the young lady just had us declare we're winners, and we're going to get justice.
I have first-hand knowledge that the Chico Police Department will lie and cover up.
You never know until it hits home. You see this on TV. You don't think that it's going to be your family. Now it's our family, one of our own. We have to stand up. We have to.
And as a mother of a mentally ill son who was horrifically damaged and spent 14 and a half months on suicide watch in Butte County jails, I feel your pain.
Can't wait for times like this. We get together when things like this happen. We have to be together 24/7. This is happening 24/7. We're losing our people.
This is the second 25-year-old in my family that's been murdered in Butte County. We've been through this already, okay? We've been through this. I have an uncle who lost his son, 25 years old. Now my cousin lost his son, 25 years old, in Chico, where it's supposed to be a family-oriented town.
Thank every one of you for coming out and giving us support. I know Desmond Thank you. The family, thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, every one of you, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
We shall overcome,
man. I love him, man. They didn't have to murder him. They didn't have to kill him. They did it, man. They were supposed to help him. They were supposed to help him. Instead, they killed him.
Justice for Desmond! 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 Justice for Desmond!
This is the story that happened. The ambulance came. When they got there, they took my son's eyeglasses off. They took his headphones off. They asked my son, do you want to go to the hospital? Come on, Desmond. And Desmond moved away like this. And so they said, well, is he going to get violent? I said, well, he probably don't want to go, and he may. He don't want to go, so we're not going to press it. So they called the police, and I called them because I've done that before to get him to the hospital before he has an episode. They've taken him, like I said, twice before. They've taken my son to the hospital. This time, my son shut the door. He was in the living room, and he had a butter knife, and he had another little vegetable knife. I called them back. I called 911 back. And I told him, I said, before you get here, my son has a butter knife and he has a vegetable knife. So, you know, when you come, you know that he has this. I don't want you to beat my son or mess him up. You know how to deal with it. They came in, this simple as this. My son had shut the door. They kicked the door in. They tased him, and less than 3 seconds. When they tased my son stiffened up like this. Knives fell. He yelled out, like that. He was going down, and the cop was standing by my bedroom door. And he said, boom, 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 boom. He unloaded his gun into my son. I said, what the hell are you doing? You just killed my son. And I tried to get to my son, and he said, get back. And he looked at me like he wanted to shoot me, because I think if his gun wasn't empty, he may have shot me. There was another cop in the kitchen. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was also shooting my son. There was 2 cops shooting my son. This cop that I seen shooting my son, he shot boom, 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 just that quick. By the time I even tried to get to or push him, his gun was empty. And he shot in the chest area. That's all he aimed for. One of them hit my son in the face. He has a bullet hole this big around, right under his eye. Now, if he has any more bullet holes in the side of his head or the back, I don't know, because they wouldn't let me view him. They wouldn't let me touch him. All I seen was the bullet hole, and they had him covered up from the neck down. But I counted at least 7 to 8 shots from the one officer. But there was another officer I couldn't see, and he was shooting my son too. That's why they got both of them on administration paid leave. They murdered my son, man. They came in with those big riot. They came in with the riot gear. They had the big, the big riot shield. The big shield things, big old steel thing. There was 2 of them. They came in with that for one 160-pound kid that is mental. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's paranoid of the police. He's petrified. He was diagnosed with TPSD. They got that documented down there at the crisis center. They've been there and took my son twice, man. They know that. They already got history on him. You know, they came in there for one thing only, and that was to kill somebody. And they murdered my son. It was cold-blooded murder, and that's what hurts me and messes me up, is that I had to watch this. I seen them murder my son. I called them to help my baby, man, not to kill him. You know? If I had known that was going to go down, I would even called him. I would have let my son just sit there and hurt himself. You know, he would still be alive. Or if he did take his life, it would have been him taking his own life. Not at the hands of some prejudiced cop shooting and unloading his revolver into my son.